What's up, guys? How are you? It's been a while. I think I say that in the beginning of all videos now because it's a while between each video, and I have not slowed down on my video making because I'm at a certain point in my transition. My computer broke, and then I got my own apartment, so now I can't afford an Apple. And I only want an Apple, so now I don't have a computer at all, and I'm really bad at making videos on my phone. But one day I'll have a computer, and I'll make more regular videos. But until then, I'm here now, so that's what you get. I'm kind of embarrassed with how long it's taken me to make this video. Back in November, I was on the front page of the Salt Lake Tribune, and it was an article that featured my transition, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I have the paper here. It was front page, below the fold, and had some artwork with it. I like this picture right here, and it was entitled "Crossing the Boundaries: Life as a Trans Man." November is the month that Salt Lake hosts a gender conference, and this year the keynote speaker was Mara Kissling. She's the executive director for the National Center of Transgender Equality and a DC lobbyist, and she's just fabulous. So she came and spoke at our conference. It was really inspirational. And to promote this conference, the Tribune wanted to do a profile piece, and it just so turned out that it got on the front page. So it was interesting. For a few months after this printed, I was recognized in public settings, and no one ever said anything unkind, which was a nice surprise. The way that I got on, the way that I was selected, I suppose, for this was about a year ago. My primary care physician was charged with first-degree murder for performing a late-term abortion in Maryland. And this is something that we do in the legal system to water down Roe v. Wade. We give fetuses legal rights, and this law was never designed to charge medical professionals. So I came out in opposition for all the slandering that was happening with my doctor in the media. So I had stated that I have received care from her. I think she was an excellent physician. And the quote that I gave the reporter was, "When you criminalize women's health care, you criminalize women." And I guess she had remembered that. And when this article came up, she had given my name to the new LGBT reporter, and he asked if I was interested, and I said yes. So there you go. So then I was interviewed, and I felt like the interview went pretty well. Some things I felt like were a little bit off. First of all, he describes me as a hipster. I'm not a hipster at all. And the part that was uncomfortable for me was coming out as a queer trans man on the front page of the newspaper. And I've come out as a lesbian, I've come out as a trans man, and for some reason coming out as a queer trans man kind of triggers me and some of my own insecurities in ways that the others don't. So some of the fallout from coming out, or from this article, was that all of a sudden my dad was kind of outed as being the parent of a queer trans man, and he was worried about what people would think at church, and no one was unkind to me or said anything judgmental, and I didn't ask him if anyone had said anything to him because I didn't want to know the answer. But that visibility kind of sat between us, and at a certain point I'm comfortable coming out as a queer trans man. I am a queer trans man, and just like my other video, I'm past the point of apology. That's my basic identity. And someone asked me, and then it was printed on the front page of the paper. Like, I'm not going to hide that. But thinking about my basic identity printed on the front page of the paper, I had to speak to security at my work because I also talk about where I work. And we had to make an accommodation because I needed to park closer to the building for the few weeks after I felt like I needed to for my own safety issues. And when I contemplated the reality of putting my basic identity on the front page of the newspaper and then being concerned about safety issues, it just illustrated that what we are looking for in LGBT rights, it's bullshit when someone tries to claim that they're special rights, or I'm looking for special accommodations. I'm not. I'm looking to walk to work without being assaulted because my basic identity is on the paper. Like that's what my special needs are, and that there's nothing special about that. So yeah, that was kind of intense, you know, and I was thinking about what other identities would elicit this sort of concern. I think if maybe an identity of being an atheist or agnostic could garnish those sort of results. Maybe coming out as a stoner would also be concerning about job security, and definitely kinky. If you were outed on the front page as a kinkster, there would be some very real repercussions. Maybe in the same sort of significance of coming out as trans, I don't know, but that seems to be a heated topic too. So yeah, that's kind of the article itself. There's something else I wanted to say. So I know my dad was worried about what people at church would think, and then a couple of weeks ago I went to church for the first time since the article printed, and a number of Greeks had come up to me and said, "Hey, I read your article, it was great." And also, it felt like a number of Greeks didn't approach me because they read my article, and I don't know what they thought of it, but maybe they were just intimidated to talk about it with me. I don't know, but that visibility, that when you consent to an article in the paper, I mean, I didn't know if he was going to get it right. Some things he got right, some things were a little muddled, but I feel like it was still the article had integrity in it. But when I come out or when I'm visible, I don't get to choose who I'm visible with. So that's hard. That's a hard reality, and especially now that I'm pretty invisible. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it went well, and nothing negative really happened from it, but it was something that was scary and kind of big, and you know, I was going to just finish with my quote, a quote that I liked that he put in, which was, "I identify as a trans man, not as a man," Miller said. "The difference for me is embracing a female past. The first 28 years of my life, I was socialized female. I was conditioned to be sensitive, kind, and considerate. I think I'm a better guy for it." And I do. So, anyway, that's all I had to say. Okay, hope you guys are well. Talk to you later. Bye.